Hello and welcome to the Saturday morning live stream where we just talk about tech and whatever else. A lot of smart home related stuff, Apple, Amazon, who knows what comes up. This is basically a free-for-all. I don't want to oversell it. If you're new here, welcome. Thank you for being here. To all the regular folks, thank you for coming back. I love doing this stream. I just got done doing my member stream. I want to thank the channel members. It's always great to see what comes out of those streams too. So thank you for being here. So if you have any questions, tech related stuff, comments, anything, please put them in the chat. I do get behind. I do get long-winded at times, but I do get through all the comments. Even so, yeah, I get through them all. So I'll definitely get to anything you put in the chat. So let's dive in. Bill Wilson, the official timekeeper of the Craig's Tech Talk channel. Without him dropping comments in the chat, letting me know how far behind I am and letting me know in here, this would be like a 2-hour stream. So thank you, Bill. I appreciate you. Bruce, welcome. Good afternoon from Buffalo, New York. I just got an Aqara U100 door lock and have been thinking of getting a video doorbell, but don't know if I should get Ring or Aqara. I have an Aqara hub if that helps. I think for me, I am using the Aqara U100 lock. I am still on Ring though, and the big reason for Ring is that we have the Ring video doorbell we've been using for years, and we have Ring alarm and Ring stick-up cams. So for me, I'm spending $20 on my Ring alarm, and that includes unlimited cloud recording. And I think Ring is still the best smart home, the best security system that's out there because of their cloud recording, their neighbor app, and their monitoring with their Ring alarm. So for me, it's still the best home security option, so I go that route. It's not that big of a concern for me to have my cameras going into any app other than the Ring app. I really don't care. I'm just so used to it. It's been so many years of not having integration with certain things that if someone's at the door, it's like, oh, pull out my phone. I want to see what it is. You know, no big deal. So I think a lot of it comes down to the ease of use, which one works best. I like the HomeKit support. I like that you don't have to do cloud storage. With the Aqara doorbell, but it's also it's retraining my wife on something that's worked well that she's very knowledgeable about. So if you're starting fresh, I think you could go either direction, but if you're looking at professional monitoring and an alarm system, I just think Ring fills it out the best still. And thank you for being here. Curtis, good morning, welcome. John, hey, good morning from wet Texas, and my AC decided to go out. Because wet Texas, does that also equal a hot, wet Texas? I'm sorry to hear about that, man. Hopefully, hey, it could be a good thing your AC is going out now. Because we had one year, our AC went out like midsummer, and my wife and kids were back in Massachusetts for 2 weeks, and our AC was out for 3 weeks. So I was here with 3 weeks of no AC. Had to listen to them whine for a week. Oh, it's so hot. I'm like, I've been here for 2 weeks. So yeah, if it were to go, it may be a happy, thing that it went right now instead of midsummer. So I'm sorry to hear that though, because that's nothing fun. I just see a big bill just to get back to where you were. So break time, good morning, and good morning Phoenix, another place where AC is very popular. So Devon, and welcome break time. Devon, good morning. Hope you had a wonderful Earth Day. It was the worst, man. I was littering. I was out of control. And then I realized it was Earth Day. I'm like, what had I been doing? No, Earth Day was good. I was trying to remember. Was that Tuesday? What day was Earth Day? What day is Earth Day? If I can type. April 22nd. Oh, yeah, Monday. Monday was Earth Day. I had a great Earth Day. I hope you had a good Earth Day, too. Because, yeah, Monday was a good day. So... Brian, good morning. Greetings from Phoenix area. Make sure your AC is going. Make sure it's up to date. Uh, Everybody, this is the lesson we need to take away from right now. If you haven't had your AC serviced, it may be time. Okay, moving on. I hope you're having a great weekend too, Brian. Thank you. East Valley, West Valley. Let's see, John. I heard where you live, the gas is over $7 a gallon. I wouldn't know. So, it's I I I had to remember my zip code, and I was having difficulty because the thing that kind of keeps reinforcing it, when you have a card, you go up to the gas station, put your credit card in, boop boop boop, and then you pick your credit card out. I don't go to gas stations anymore, so I'm putting it in. They're like, enter your zip code. I'm like, what is that again? So yeah, I don't even know what gas costs right now. My wife doesn't drive a lot, so luckily doesn't go through a lot of gas, and she is really she's leasing her car, and through her corporation, and she needs to turn in her car. And we test drove the Rivian R1S, and really kind of blown away that the price, it's actually cheaper than her Toyota Highlander. But yeah, we went for a ride in this, and this thing is incredible. It's an amazing car to drive. So that hopefully we get that. We're going to be able to save the same charge off the same charger, and not have to worry about gas anymore. That's the goal. But yeah, we took this car right here. This is faster than my car, like by quite a bit. Actually, it's kind of weird to be in a vehicle that will blow away my little Model 3, and it's like twice the size of it. But anyways, yeah, I had no idea gas was creeping up that high. Go electric, folks. Everyone go electric. Our system can't handle it, but let's all do it. Duncan, I saw that when I came on. Good morning from the Scotsman in Texas. Adult beverage, cold and ready to go. I just picture a heavy Scotsman accent, heavy Texas accent, and just someone from like Europe, let's say, just in the middle, or somewhere going, Canada, that's it. We'll throw a Canadian right in the middle going, where did I land? So thank you, Duncan, for being here. That is funny. I love it. The Scotsman in Texas. Channels for Fan 15's daily videos. Hey, everyone, welcome. Thank you for being here. Joseph, hey, welcome, Joseph. I'm doing good. No complaints. Yeah, one complaint. I should have finished my work yesterday, so I didn't have any to do after the stream. So now I have to make up for work I didn't do yesterday. But after I do that, it's going to be a great weekend to catch up on stuff. So I hope your weekend's going well, Joseph. Rex, hello. Another Saturday morning from the Fermi 2 nuclear power plant. Wow, you're like at the power plant right now. Is that right? And where Fermi 2 nuclear power plant? Where's that at? I don't know the Fermi 2. Or am I just... Where's that at? That's in... in Michigan? Is that right? Oh, wow. Yeah, see, I know nothing about this. I get that right. Lake Erie near Monroe and Frenchtown Charter Township, Michigan. Wow, is that right? Wow, that's interesting. I knew nothing about about the nuclear power plant there. Very cool. Thank you for being here. SOS guy, hey, I feel like it's been a little while since I've seen you. Thank you for being here. Hope you're doing well. John, hey John, good morning. Thank you for being here, man. We talked a little bit about the Cybertruck, and I think the agreement in the chat this morning was that the Cybertruck isn't pretty. What are your guys' thoughts on it? You can actually get the Cybertruck wrapped, where if I were to get one at all, I would definitely go this route, because that stainless steel I don't trust at all. But what do you guys think? If you wrap a Cybertruck, is it not so bad? You know, do these colors make it tolerable? Like I think, I mean, I kind of like the purple, but I think once you add it, the color, you make it a little darker, it's not as bad. So let me know what you guys think. But yeah, I couldn't go stainless at this point. I would probably need to go with dark gray or stealth black. Yeah, dark gray. That would be the Cybertruck color of choice if I had to get one. But yeah. Anyways, let's see. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are. Hey, David. Welcome, David. Good to see you here, man. John, yeah, I'm going to watch the Apple event. That's, yeah, I wanted to bring that up. May 7th, which is 2 days after my birthday, actually, is going to be Apple's event for their iPads. Apple event. It's going to be an iPad event. It's kind of it's been rumored, and it's all about a pencil. So it'll be about the new iPads. Where are you guys at with iPads? Are you looking to upgrade? Are you content with them? Do you not use an iPad? Where are you at with it? Because for me, it's a very useful tool. But then my daughter went to use hers and it was dead because she hadn't picked it up in months. But she'll look at her phone and flickety flock on the TikTok. But it's so bizarre to me. It's like, you haven't used this thing in like a month? You know, and then my wife went out of town on a job. I saw her iPad was there and she's like, yeah, I don't always take it with me. So that's so weird to me, where my youngest, she uses her iPad all the time. I use mine all the time. So where are you guys at? Personally, I'm thinking about upgrading to the 12.9 inch, or if it ends up slightly bigger. The rumors are that the Pro models will have OLED displays. So I will keep my 11-inch iPad Pro that I have, and then sell my 12.9 inch, and then buy the whatever the larger Pro is. There's also rumored a larger Air, iPad Air. So would you buy a 13-inch iPad Air or 12.9-inch iPad Air? Let me know, because yeah, I'm definitely going to watch the event. I'm curious to see what they bring out. There's supposed to be a new Magic Keyboard that's has aluminum and bigger trackpad. I don't know. So we'll see. This has been delayed for a little while. David, see, Nebraska's having tornadoes. Oh my God. Seeing how much rain we've had here in Southern California, I love it. But now I'm worried about what's the flip side going to happen during the summer. You know, weather is so extreme right now that it's like, is all that new vegetation going to turn into kindling in the middle of summer for fires? You know, I mean, it's like tornadoes. It's weather's scary right now, man. It's so unpredictable. Oh my gosh. Channel for fans. I'm in the car on the way to a Hotel Abaddon near Southampton, and I'm continuing my journey tomorrow. Very cool. Very cool. Enjoy. Harold, good morning from West LA. Hey, Harold. Good to see you here in Brentwood. Hey, I'm probably 12 miles away, or 2.5 hours in traffic. No. So. Yeah, very welcome. Thank you for being here. Yeah, it's like you say Brentwood. I was just over at Culver or Century City. I went over to the mall over there, and from where I'm at, it's like it was 30 miles, but it was an hour, like 58 minutes in traffic. It's like, do I really want to go all the way there? So, but yeah, it's kind of crazy. But good to see you here, Harold. Now I lost my place. There we go. David, has Eufy fixed the issue where if someone steals a camera and the thief factory resets it, it deletes all the footage off the home base? No, I don't think they have fixed that. I don't think they have. I haven't heard any updates on that. See, I think a lot of these vulnerabilities, like I'll see it with people who talk about like the level lock or some of these different locks that they're like, oh, that could be picked. There's a guy, the lock picking lawyer. I'm like, it says it in the name, lock picking. If you can't get into it, then it's gonna kind of be, yeah. You should be able to lock pick it pretty quick. But let's be realistic on this stuff. Who the hell's outside lock picking the front door? No, they're jumping over the back. They're smashing in the sliding glass door, and then they're taking all your crap. You know, they see the camera up there. You're like, that person right there who thinks this is the best life path, life choice is to go into your house, smash in, steal crap. That person's, they're looking it up. They're Googling UFI vulnerabilities. Let's put that in the notepad. Yep, okay. Now, let's research ring vulnerabilities. You know, like, I just think that with a lot of this stuff, it's like, even like, that's a nothing burger to me because it's stupid. I mean, I think that needs to be fixed. But if I own the cameras, which I do own 2 of them, I'm not concerned about it because I don't, I question the intelligence of people who think this is the best way to handle getting, moving forward. So I'm pretty sure that even if they steal the camera, they're not going to know to reset the footage. But we'll see. Or hopefully my dog eats them beforehand. David, idiots in DC have decided to ban any bulb less efficient than 45 lumens / watts. What are we going to use in places like ovens? Not going to put plastic and LED in there. Yeah, well, unintended consequences, man. Then they'll, you know what, David, they'll end up having to put more time into it to put an amendment into it to say the exceptions are home appliances, which need these kind of lamps, blah, 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 and just more time's wasted. I don't know, man. I'm just blown away. Unintended consequences, you know, I mean, you try to fix stuff. Politicians, be careful. You know, there's a lot more unemployed people now that LA or California fast food workers saw a $5 raise. A lot of people have lost their jobs. And like there's a place that closed down that the people went in on Monday and were like, yeah, here's your last check. And they're like, I would have rather had a job instead of getting a raise and fired. So 75% of Burger Kings within the state of California are supposed to have automated kiosk within the next 60 days, where the owner of those 180 Burger Kings was going to wait 5 years to trickle them in. So now that the geniuses in California mandated that this particular industry needs to get paid $5 more, now every other industry is trying to piggyback on that, going, well, we need $5 more too. So more people get fired, prices go up, and it's like, and more people get fired. So it's one of those things where like the politicians just keep on nailing it. You just go be the hero and go fix some more stuff. So yeah, I love it. I live in LA. We have the 101 freeway. They redid the barricade between the 2 different directions. Well, in the process, they've widened the lanes. Well, in order to widen the lane and to shift the lane over a little bit, you got to scrape up those old lines. Well, now you drive down the road, and I laugh. I'm like, oh my God, because your tires just make a whirling sound riding over this new texture that's put in the road. And I'm like, you idiots. I'm like, thank God I don't have to commute every day because this sound is so nerve-wracking because it didn't exist. All because somebody had a brilliant idea. We'll give 6 more inches to each lane, or realistically about a foot to each lane. So it offsets all the lines. So now you're trying to dodge your car so you're just not on the because the dashes are so all because some genius started to fix something that wasn't broken. So keep on going. So love it. My advice, try to work for yourself much as you can. Don't rely on any of these systems to actually take care of you. That's it. You know, so Be self-employed, start a business, look out for yourself. Because, yeah. So, David, TikTok ban in the US. How many businesses rely on it for sales and advertising? You know what, though? In reality, what's going to happen is they're just going to be forced to sell. They're going to be forced to sell. It'll drag out long enough. Everybody will keep going. ByteDance is going to have to sell it to another company. And that's already the thing is I think they're looking at like how to sell the company without getting rid of their algorithms because their algorithms are so good that they don't want that separated from them. So that's it's not going anywhere. I think it's dumb. That they'll do it. Yeah, but you're right. So many people rely on this stuff. And even then, it's like, yeah, you can't rely on any of it. You can't rely on any of it. Like right now, I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but Amazon stopped their developer skill fund. So the encouragement for people to create skills for Echoes has been completely removed because there used to be a fund that developers could make some money off of by creating skills. Well, Amazon killed that fund now. So essentially skills are dead. Unless someone really finds a way to monetize their skill well, the skills are dead on Echoes. So, you can't trust any of them, man. People are it's amazing the stories of the companies that are burning people, sellers and stuff it's not cool. Still makes me laugh because the U.S. call a liquid a gas. What? What is that? What do you mean by that, dude? Laugh because the U.S. calls a liquid a gas. Oh, because we call gas for our cars, right? That's instead of petro or like what would be but yeah, that is true. That's funny. Hey, Kent, welcome. John, you're going to have to get solar power to pay for your electric bill. Nope. California screwed that up too. No, California, I'm not going to get solar. There's no reason for me to get solar at this point. Unless I'm going to live in this house forever at this point, I'm not getting solar. The payoff time for solar would have been about, the break-even point was going to be between about 5 to 7 years based on having my car and our usage. That was before March when California changed the laws that they won't buy back power. So now the power you generate, you just give back for free to the electric company because really those subsidies, because they were looked at as subsidies, and since you paid 30 grand for solar, you were being subsidized. Well, other people don't have that 30,000 to earn a subsidy, so why should they be punished? And it's like, wait a moment, I'm not being subsidized. I'm being paid for the damn electricity I'm generating. So that's what's happening. So unless you got solar installed before March of this year, solar's worthless. It's kind of worthless. Unless you get the power walls and all that stuff, it's like, what good is it at this point? Unless you can really harness all that. So much of the benefit was being able to get money back on the time, basically, paying, getting money back for the electricity you generated to offset the power you had to buy back during the nighttime. So I don't know, it's just not even, maybe my next house, I don't see myself here for 10 years. So, but if I am here for 10 years, oh well. What I didn't pay for gas will offset it. And actually, I don't know. But yeah, California took away that because I think it's looked at wrong. California is such a stupid state. I hate my state. I used to love it. I really used to love it. But yeah, if you call me making electricity and going back to the electricity company, if you call it a subsidy, then it's not fair. Why do you get a subsidy and I don't get one? But if you call it selling electricity, I sell you daytime electricity, I buy nighttime electricity. Now we're not comparable. We're not apples and oranges. I'm a dude who spent 35 grand to sell you something and then to buy something. You're someone who spent no money to buy something. So that's the crap state I live in at this point. They hate you. If you make any money in this state, if you pay any kind of taxes, if you own property, If you own anything in California, you're the problem. You're not the solution. It really is a crap state. So stay away if you ever thought about coming here. So, sorry, I'm getting negative on that. I can't think about any of that. Gas and yeah, politicians, and they just caused me a spiral. Kent from Trinidad and Tobago. Trinidad, God, I feel like when was I? I've been to both of those places on ships at certain points. I'm like, God, where were we? And one of the places where we had to have work done on a cruise ship. David, TP Link Costa seem to be having problems today. When server problems arise, it makes Lutron seem affordable. That's the thing, man. Going local. You know, there's something about going local. Yeah, I love Lutron for that. I don't mind spending money to have my stuff connect and stay local. You know, someone put a comment asking how's the response time with Ring cameras and the Echo Hub. And it's like, it's still just as slow as any other Echo because up to the cloud and back. You know, so if you remove that cloud and that server and keep it home, man, it's awesome. Alan, oh man, I'm glad to see you here. I can't get the other one back right at the moment. Oh, I see Space Ace. I knew that was you, Alan. I'm glad to see you here. Thank you, and I hope you're doing well. I hope Nancy's doing well too. Lawrence, hey, welcome, Lawrence. I'm glad the staff at the nuke plant have time to sit and watch YouTube as long as I'm 700 miles away. You know what? That's a good sign. I found, you know what, anytime we get, when things are working right, it's when they're not watching YouTube, you need to be scared. When little flashy lights are going. Yeah. Luckily, our lights are flashier and brighter than The Simpsons and Homer working the power plant. Eat more possum. Oh yeah. Happy Saturday to you. Welcome. Thank you for being here. And Rex, Craig, yes, I'm at the plant at the moment. I retired from here, but came back to assist them with their refueling outage. Oh, that's cool, man. So refueling outage, does that mean like you have to refuel the plant? Like you shut down and like rod and radioactive stuff needs changed out? Or what does that mean? That's interesting. Eat more possum. I almost never use my iPad anymore. See, that's there's like the never use, seldom use, and then the, I think, regular use. The hell am I saying here? Rex, Lawrence, I'm enjoying my lunch and some YouTube. Perfect, man. Thank you for being here. Spending part of your lunch here. William, good morning. Hope everyone's having a great weekend. Good morning, William. I hope you're having a great weekend. And yeah, when's your daughter go off to school? Is that like next fall? Because that's awesome, man. She got accepted. Rock Creek, I don't have a computer. I use my iPad Gen 8 every day. Very cool. Welcome, Rock Creek. Yeah, my mother has a MacBook that she needed to do something she couldn't do on her iPad. She hadn't fired it up in like 2 years because with the Magic Keyboard and the iPad Pro, she's covered for everything. So, Devon, thank you for that reminder. Mother's Day is fast approaching. That is a very important reminder. What is it? Gotta get my date. Okay, the 12th. Everybody, this is the Sunday the 12th is Mother's Day. Sunday the 12th. Okay, gotta remember that. That's an important one. So remember, Sunday the 12th. Get your Mother's Day stuff going now. Always wait till the last moment. Chantal, nice. Welcome. The Cybertruck beat the longtime champion Fiat Multipla as the ugliest car ever made, period. That is funny. That is, yeah, it's one that it's going to be hard to see it growing on, like, I don't know. There's a lot of things that I think even myself, that have gone from, yeah, whatever, who cares, to suddenly like, ooh, yeah, that's cool. That's grown on me. The Cybertruck, I don't ever really see, I don't see it being a grow on someone. I don't really see someone going, you know what? maybe I was wrong about this thing. It's just the look is so yes or no. I feel like so, but hey. John, I use my iPad every day. So Team iPad, I'm with you every day. I have my iPad Pro that I use for like mobile work stuff and larger screen and the keyboard. But then like the iPad, the 11-inch iPad, I use that as my tablet. So that's my like kind of mobile one. But yeah, they're great. Joseph, did you all see that all of Elon Musk's Cybertrucks have been recalled due to a faulty accelerator pedal? It's a major blow to Elon because the sales on his Teslas have plummeted. Yeah, Joseph, and the what was the deal with that one? And it's interesting, and like, there's not a lot of them to get back at this point. I have a Model 3, and I am so glad I didn't buy it when it came out. I canceled my order, and then I think it was 5 years later, I got one. They shook out all the stuff on them. Joseph, that faulty pedal, apparently there's the pedal, and then there's something on top of the pedal. Well, what has happened is if you gun it and if you were to push too hard, that top layer can slide and actually get caught under part of the truck, like the body. So what ends up happening, so what they did is they fixed that so it can't slide forward. So I guess it's like a quick fix. They're basically just fixing the pedal. But yeah, I mean, you literally are locking the pedal in place. It's as if you pushed it down and then there's a lock to keep it from coming back up. So it's a serious damn problem. But it's an adhesive problem or something. I mean, it's like, it's the kind of thing that you won't hear about in another year. But in the meantime, how many things can go wrong that weren't figured out initially? Yeah, I would never buy one of these things right off at this point. I'd like to see him get at least the first 10,000 out. David, I use my iPad Pro quite a lot. Apart from speed improvements and a chipset, they become a bit boring. They need to do something else with them. Now, David, do you use Stage Manager? I found Stage Manager kind of helped get a little more of that computer feel by having some of the different windows open. But yeah, they got to take another... I'm with you on the bit boring. There's still, things are too cumbersome. Some things are just still too much work to even bother on an iPad if you have a laptop or a desktop computer. Brian, if I didn't have a need for a computer, I would consider the iPad Air with a larger 12-inch screen, but happy having versatility of a computer and a smaller iPad for quick consumption. See, and that's where, yeah, I feel you on that, man. There's just weird things missing that, yeah, it makes it too hard to switch over all the way. Yeah, John, $6,000 to wrap the Tesla. So you're at 120 grand to get that thing out the door, and you still don't get all the cool features that other Teslas have. You got to wait for some of the self-driving stuff, and yeah. Larry, welcome. Thank you for being here, and happy Saturday to you. David, shocking news. A-app has glitches again. Every time I edit a room group to add a device, another random device drops out of the group. Go back, re-add, and yet another device drops out. Yeah, I feel like it's just been abandoned. At this, I feel like the echoes have just kind of been left hanging at this point. Like Amazon's busy working in the background, thinking about what new Echo they can make instead of how to make the existing Echoes better. A nothing more burger indeed. Thanks. Appreciate it. John, eat more possum. Okay. Keith. Hey, Keith, welcome. I'm looking at the Amigo Ascender robot vacuum cleaner. Do you have any thoughts on this? Is that the... I thought I saw that. Yeah, this is the one I did see the
Sweetie, time for school.
let's see, okay, where is it? It climbs upstairs. How do I turn that out? Stop that. Yeah, I think it's a fascinating idea. I've got it. Wow. They definitely beat their Kickstarter goal. What are their prices at on it? Well, yeah, I mean, what's a return period like, or how does that kind of stuff work? Because in looking at it, if their prices are really good, I mean, for an all-in-one $800, that's not bad. Yeah, it's just how does it perform as a vacuum? That'd be my biggest concern is how does it perform as a vacuum? Because I only would need it to go up the steps or down the steps twice, but I need it to vacuum everything else. Like it's got to be a great vacuum. So personally, I would shy away from it because I don't know anything about Mego Robotics. So I don't know their history. So they may be awesome robot, like they know their robotic side, but they don't know how to just make a vacuum that sucks, well. So I don't know. I'd really be hesitant, personally, because the biggest thing I think you're backing is this feature that I don't know if it's the most useful feature. It's a very awesome feature where I would be interested in trying it out, but I would definitely worry about what if it just doesn't vacuum well? So can I get that sent back? For me, it's a lot of it now is like trying to, stick with the brands that have kind of put themselves in kind of paid their dues in the space. So that would be my biggest concern is if it didn't perform well as a vacuum, could you return it? Chaz, hey Craig, as a lighting expert, do you think the Acar T1M would be sufficient lighting for an entryway with 14-foot ceiling? Everything I read against flush mount for I read is against flush mount for high ceilings. Man. Now, what are you reading about flush mount being bad? Is it about an aesthetic thing? Is it about an intensity thing? Because what I would say is, I think in most cases, flush mount ceiling lighting probably isn't bright enough because most of those lights are designed for an 8-foot ceiling. 8, maybe 10-foot ceiling. Because in reality, when you flip that switch on, that's when it's going to be used. And if you were to go up 14 feet with majority of lights, that's going to, you're almost doubling the distance that thing was really designed for. Now with the Acar light, I almost feel like with that, it's almost like they don't know enough about lighting, I think. There's almost more lights in there than should be for that size. So if there were any light that I think could handle it, I would think it could, because one, it's 19-inch diameter. It's huge. But if you see in my video that I do my lighting check versus my original light, then you start to see how big of a difference in intensity there is out of it. So the tough part is what I would say is if there was a possibility from a ceiling light, I could see this doing it because it seems really bright for a ceiling light. But I can't 100% because it's a frosted design that is exponentially fall off too much, But even looking at it in my entryway, when I have it on in the video, on at full, it's kind of blasting the walls, everything around. So it's a really bright light. But just think of it that way, is that most of these lights that you're going to use are only going to be designed for 8 to 10 feet high. They're meant for a hallway, an entryway. So, if you're twice the intensity, then you should, in theory, be able to handle twice the different distance. My recommendation, buy it from Amazon. And if it doesn't do what you need, it doesn't cover you, then that's when that return policy comes in. But based on the intensity and my light meter readings, if any light has a shot, I think it does. But then even then, as I was making my video on the SwitchBot Lock Pro that will be out tomorrow, I turned on that light in the entryway to try to get some more light. But I'm still fighting sunlight outside. So it's all relative to kind of the darkness of the room, outside light, ceiling height, a lot of variables. But I would give it a shot, but I would also have it in the back of my mind that, there's a 30 to 40% chance it's going to get returned. 20 to 30, I would say. So that's the best I can give. But I think also ceiling lights too, you start factoring in angles and how you use them. John, when everyone went back to work after the pandemic, nobody wanted to go back until they got more money. Yeah, that's see, and I'm one of those people that it's like, unless you're the boss and you put on all the risk and there's no safety net, then you got to go listen to the boss, whether you like it or not. It's like, I know everybody would like to work from home, but it's like, I get it, but there's no safety net here for my wife or I working from home. That was a choice we made to be freelancers and independent. So you can't have your cake and eat it too all the time. So can't be surprised too. So that's where I struggle. I'm like, if the boss says get back to work, don't be surprised. So get back into the office. I don't like the office. Well, I don't like paying people not to be here. So no, I get the point. And you know what? I was a lighting designer in the entertainment industry, and I was the top of my business, my industry, my the top position. And I know the value of working with people one-on-one and having them there and having them invested and having the people that don't really care because they're not committed, because they're not, whatever. I see the value in bringing people together. And I see the value for the people that don't want to be. I don't want to be brought together, but I don't want to ever be brought together in another lighting meeting and group no. So, but that's why I went freelance and I work from home. So, yeah, sorry guys, you got to go back to work. That's what the job was when you took it. And if it wasn't, like I feel bad. I was reading someone from Tesla, one of the service center people, the mobile service, had moved to Texas after working for Tesla for a while. And then they said, hey, can you come relocate here to be the head of our, mobile service? And then, canned. And it's like, great, thanks. I picked up my whole life and moved here for this. So, but if your job started at the office, it went home, and now they want you to go back, yes, boss. So that's, or you got to take the risk. You got to cut the safety net and go be your own boss. Yep. So, Devon, $6 Prime Video credit is coming your way. Yay! I'll never use that because somehow it cost me $10 to use the 6. And I love it, Bill Wilson. Idiocracy, the blueprint for today's world. It really is. It's so bizarre, man. The bureaucrats are so worried about things like a light bulb and ceiling fan efficiency and never consider the tiny impact compared to things like HVAC systems. Yeah, I feel like when someone else is footing the bill, it's easy to just do this. You're like, yep, no problem. I'm just focusing on this task. You're like, yep, you're paying me. I'm getting paid here. So what do I want my candidacy or my time in office to stand for? I think we really need to reduce, we need to work on energy efficiency. You're like, okay, cool. So you went, and now, lock in on this. Is it really important? No, just what Ted decided he wanted to work on for his candidacy and his time in office. So now that's our priority. That's what it feels like with some of this. Not what actually makes sense, just what rando dude decides his term in office is going to be about. John, Chain, where TikTok came from. They're not allowed to use it. China? Are you saying TikTok came from China and they're not allowed to use it? Yeah, because they know what they're doing to get that information. Only the rich have solar, and only the good die young. Um, only the rich have solar. Oh, that's funny. I think you're being facetious. Yeah, not with the way these people come walking down the neighborhood. You know your bill's gonna go up, but with Bob's solar, I could save you. David in NC, North Carolina, the power companies are paying solar customers next to nothing for their power reserves. Also, one big hailstorm and your solar's gone. See, and that's one of the things is like if you're supposed to see, and this is where the cynic and stuff gets in is that you get the state of California wants to be like so much energy, carbon neutral, solar energy by this date. Well, now the union gets in, and IBEW, which is the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers Union, comes in, and they want to look out for their folks. So now what you do though is they have a push to say only professionally installed systems should count towards that threshold for power. So unless the union's installing it, then it shouldn't count towards the 75% renewable. So the guy putting the stuff on my house, that doesn't count towards our goals. It shouldn't count towards the goals. So that's that weird manipulation. So yeah, then you get the power companies. We don't want to subsidize. We just want the power for free. I live in it's so wrong. And then, like you're saying, people aren't getting paid for power they're generating now at this point. And that was the incentive. And if we're truly trying to look out for the good of people, aren't we trying to lower the price? I got solar that brought in, you pay me a little bit of money. It's cheaper than you having to run a plant and to burn, turbines moving and crap. So it's like you're not concerned about the greater good of people. Somebody just paying the bill, paying you to do it. What happens when it's time to reshingle your roof, install and reinstall the solar? Oh God, that would be a train wreck. Like we had a heavy rain that we had never seen, and this pergola we had put in, we had water like running down our sliding glass door, and it's like, where did this come from? And it was just a storm that was ridiculously huge. And when I got up in the attic, and the dude had missed the 2x4 or 2x6 with the screw went sideways, and water was just dripping down our ceiling. Like, great. So yeah, imagine taking solar off and putting it back on. That's going to be good. David, in the UK, you can get government funding towards getting solar panels, but these companies have increased prices because they know customers can get this funding. Yeah, many people don't really want it. That's where, to me, I think really the only answer is you treat it like airbags in cars and every other safety thing. You just mandate that all new houses from this point forward have solar. And then you have things that are just grandfather claused in. You had solar. I mean, there's people who got their solar in time. That they'll just continue to get their payments for their electricity as they were. But yeah, just cost doing business. It's like, hey, houses, it'll just get worked into the cost of getting a house built is to have solar put on. But yeah, it's just becomes, they work the numbers. What would you recommend for a light strip in a closet? Primarily looking for great whites to discern navy from black clothes, but the wife does like colors. Well, does the wife like colors for minimal bright? For just the fun occasional color? And I say that because, well, these behind me, these Nanoleaf Essential lights behind me are the ones I would recommend for the best white light. For this camera, I don't need a lot of intensity out of them. So right now they're at like 7% intensity. But the thing that's nice about these, yeah, 8%. So these have, if you're using, oh God, I can't even speak right now. If you're using Apple's HomeKit and you have the HomeKit version of these, they have adaptive lighting. So right now it's coming up in the white. That's the right color temperature for the time of day. So it's a little cooler. Or you can get in there and then, that's very cool. And then there is very warm. So it's nice to have that adjustment. And for me, the Nanoleaf strips are the best when it comes to white light. Color, they're good. There are brighter options for color, but yeah, they have good color saturation out of them. So I personally would go with the Nanoleaf, uh, which Lawrence isn't going to like that recommendation, because Nanoleaf said they were going to do matter initially, and then they never did, which stinks. Nanoleaf Essentials. But looking at it as a lighting guy, they're still the brightest white light for me. I actually was thinking about picking up this one right here, and I may do it actually. This and a 14-foot extension, because I want to replace my lights in the living room, or I mean in my garage, because my Life X ones have turned to crap. The problem with these is they don't have adaptive lighting. They have the same color temperature adjustment, they just don't do it automatically. But yeah, you could set the color temperature to whatever's right for the room. So if you have some daylight coming in, you can set it for that. Now, this being a matter light, you do need to have a matter controller, which would be either a HomePod Mini, HomePod, an Apple TV, an Echo 4th generation, and the new Echo Show 8, I think Echo Show 10, and the Google side, I don't really know. But those are the ones that I personally like because they do the best white light. It's what I use as a lighting designer. The next choice that I would do is that I'm thinking about these possibly for under my kitchen cabinets. It is the Aqara T1. And the reason why I would pick these is that they're thinner. And to put them into a track or something under cabinets, I think they'd be a little better for that. But their white light isn't as bright as the Nanoleaf. So I do like these. I think they're a good all-around strip. They're just not the brightest. They have good color saturation, just not the brightest colors. They have great white, warm white and cool white. It isn't the brightest warm white and cool white. Govi's just, they're whatever. Until Govee starts putting warm and cool white LEDs, they're just half-assing it to me. They are just doing RGB lighting, and RGB delivers crap white light. It's horrible white light. So, and that's where, as a professional lighting designer who takes pride in my craft, I can't get behind Govee for anything more than color, because they will, like, this is their matter version of their strip. There's no white LEDs in there. So you're just RGB, and it gives you horrible white light. So that's where I've told Govee that, and I haven't. That's why you'll see a lot of other smart home people around that you recognize that we do similar videos, but I never do Govee because they're no good. They're not a good light, other than wanting to play with some color. So their white light is garbage. So just to let you guys know that's why I noticed that a bunch of Govee videos came out with channels that I love. They're great channels. They're just not lighting guys. So, there's some of their lighting stuff I take with a grain of salt. Yeah. But Duncan from the UK, now in Texas, didn't realize till I left the sun. The sun was a thing. Yeah. You're like, you don't need a sun anymore. No, Texas, man. I was just reading an article about how some of the shine has worn off of Austin. That some of these tech companies, when the summer hit, that it's like, wait, 110 degrees this is hotter than Silicon Valley. That maybe this isn't as cool. Larry, now that I use ChatGPT daily on my iPhone using the app, I'm hoping in the next year we see a great change and the way that our Google and Amazon Echo assistants talk to us. What are your thoughts? The paywall. Amazon's going to throw it behind a paywall, and at the end of the day, it doesn't solve their bigger problem. They're like billions of dollars in the hole. So how are they going to monetize the assistant short of trying to sell the assistant? So, I mean, ChatGPT is great. I don't think I wouldn't buy Apple Siri. I pay for ChatGPT Pro because I see the value in it. I wouldn't pay for Amazon Lady A, and I wouldn't pay for Siri because neither one of them, I don't think, is going to be smart enough to give the value that ChatGPT is. So really, all the assistants get smarter. It's the one that's going to actually allow you to use that for free is going to win. That's what I think. I think Amazon's going to put a paywall up. It's going to bite them in the ass like half of their decisions, like the Astro, the Ring, the Halo band. They just go down the list of stuff they shouldn't have made. So I think they're gonna completely trash it by putting it behind a paywall. Apple's gonna keep theirs free. Siri's gonna sneak up. It's going to become more useful, and Amazon's going to get left behind in the dust. Google's going to stay relevant because they're on 6 billion devices already. So they're going to get better and stronger, and the person that's going to lose this game, unfortunately, is going to be Amazon. I hate to say it. At this point in time, they're going to lose, I think, is a reality. In 5 years, they're going to lose. And because they're just going to keep making stupid mistakes like they are. I mean, they haven't. Think about this, though. They have not done the one thing right with the Echoes from a business standpoint. They've not done one thing right. They have not figured out a business for these Echoes. They've been playing with it since 2014, and they don't know what the business is for yet. Just think about that. It's like that's the kind of, God, I'm snarky and kind of cynical today. I'm sorry about that, guys. I didn't start off this way, but yeah, really, that political talk and whew. But yeah, I think in reality, though, it's just, if you look at it, in hindsight, look how many different avenues Amazon's tried that's been stupid in reality. I mean, the Amazon Halo band, they made a smart band with no watch. So you just had to wear a bracelet to just monitor crap for you. Like, no watch. You were doomed to fail. How was that ever going to succeed? So that's there. To be honest, I think it's just a dying thing. And I had never thought about that to right now. They've spent 10 years on this product and they don't know how to make a business behind it. They've sold stuff at cost and they've lost billions of dollars. If it wasn't Amazon, they would be completely out of business at this point in time. Because it's like an epiphany right now. I'm like, wow, they spent 10 years and never figured out a business after spending billions of dollars. They have no clue how to monetize this thing. They have no clue. Wow. It's like Apple, I don't think, knows how to monetize Siri either, or the HomePods, but they're not trying to in the same way. So they're using their assistant that's already here and expanding, and as that becomes more opportunities, they're just going to grow with it. So I don't know. Sorry about that, guys, if that seems like a negative outlook for Amazon, but I just don't think I don't see a good ending for them at this point in time, with the way they've not been able to figure it out. Lawrence, I bought my first pair of brand Zigbee bulbs. Works great with Hue and Third Reality Matter bridges. # local, baby. Yeah, you don't have to worry about it going to a server and slowing down. David Nolan, I was surprised to find out that my Zigbee bulbs respond faster than my Lutron Caseta lamp plug. Still faster than Wi-Fi. I'm glad to hear it's faster because that Lutron stuff's great. I just ordered... I was so irritated yesterday with one of my smart plugs that I ended up ordering the Akara smart plug. And the reason why is it connects to their hub. I was sent one because I was sent one for a video, so I used it. And it has been the most consistent smart plug I've used. So I just applied the 15%. And yeah, I ordered that. Yeah, what is it? April 26th. I ordered it yesterday. because I'm so sick of one of these smart plugs dropping off all the time that now I'm just like, I'm spending the $28 or whatever after just to be done. And the thing that helps make this so consistent is the fact that it connects to the Zigbee hub. So it's not using Wi-Fi. It is connected right up to the hub. Let's see. Surprise fine. Any recommendations for a smart ceiling fan? I wouldn't get a smart ceiling fan, Harold. The reason why I personally wouldn't get a smart ceiling fan is that it limits you. It limits you to what you can actually get. So instead of just getting the perfect fan for you, you have to get the smart fan. So here's Hunter's 3 designs or whatever. Instead, my approach, and I think it also helps grow out your smart home better, a car doesn't sponsor me to pay me to recommend this kind of stuff. I just recommend it because it works well. You could get whatever fan you want that has a remote, and instead buy in a car a smart hub or something. And this has an infrared emitter in, so you can program it in to you can control it from your smart home or from the Apple Home app or the Car app or Amazon's Lady A app. You can control it from any of those apps and be able to control your fan with the remote, your TV that's in the same room, whatever else, a heater, anything that takes a remote, you now can then make it smart. And you can program these buttons up so that you essentially can create a remote that has nothing but buttons from your different remotes on it. So you could have a screen and it's like, oh, there's the fan, the air conditioning, all your different remotes. So personally, I would go that route. Wow, I am so far behind. I did go on some good big tangents. Thank you, Bill. So far behind. The employees use soap to help put the pad on. Is that what yeah, the Tesla people. Bill Wilson, Tesla stock is down $168.29. It's dropped a lot. Yeah, it's a good time to get it actually. It's on sale. They're not going anywhere. They've been beaten up, and the problem is there's a lot of over. Tesla's stock value wasn't always related to its price. It had been overvalued at times. So the thing that they're getting a lot of heat for the fact that their car sales, dropping prices, car sales. The thing though they need to watch out for, Tesla's the new gas station. They're going to be the new gas station. So you invest in Exxon or Mobil because everybody needs gas. You can buy Exxon or gas stock now. The price will go up through the summer because people will use more gas. Sell it at the high of summer, not tax, financial, any of that advice. And then the stock ends up going down because people use less gas during the winter. Well, Tesla's the gas station, and they're proving their self-driving stuff works, and they're going to start leasing that, and they're working on the robotic side. There's so much more than a car company that I think that it's one, like, I bought Tesla before they split 2 splits ago. Like, I spent $3,000 to buy 1 share pre-split. And then I ended up with 5 shares. And then it split again. But right now, I'm still, after 4 years or 3 years, whenever I did this, I'm still up like 20%. And that was like, I got it at a good price. So the fact, it's one of those where it's like, if you're looking at Tesla and see what the possibilities are with them, it's on sale right now. Especially since this time last year, or it was approaching 350, last year. I bought like 5 shares at 104, not last November, but the November before. So Tesla goes through these cycles, especially when they get beat up on stuff. So had you bought Tesla 5 days ago, you would be up $20 a share. it jumped because Elon said, hey, we're not abandoning the cheaper car. I'm not going anywhere. And boom, instantly popped 20 bucks. So yeah, I don't know. John, heard the new iPad are going to go way up on price. See, that's where there was the way up rumor and then the not so way up rumor. I could see it going up 100, 200 bucks because of OLED. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think they could only go so far with it. We went from LCD iPhones pivoted to OLED. The big OLED switch happened with the iPhone 10, and that $100 price went up at that point. And then it's like, yeah, it'll be a good chance to sneak another $100 or $200 price. Chantal, I'm wondering about indirect LED lighting. Is it better to have the lights upwards towards the ceiling or downwards? Thinking about installing an LED strip above my desk. Thoughts? Well, behind me is an LED strip. It's actually the hue gradient strip is behind me, and it's actually mounted up there because I wanted some downlight. I wanted some indirect light approaching from this way. But now every other bit of lighting in this room is really pointing up. I'd rather bounce light around and have it soft. I like lamps. I don't like down lights because, I don't like down. I want it to just be bouncing around the room. So I opt for down in most cases, or up lighting in most cases. But depending on your use, like when I'm over here at this desk, I wanted some lighting coming down. So I have a strip that's mounted up there that gives me a nice glow. But yeah, that's really, I tend to go up with almost everything lighting wise. It's either going to be lamps that have a shade, so they're emitting light sideways, or lights coming out the top, or it's going to be a light standing upright, bouncing light off the ceiling. There's a lamp right there that's shooting up. There's a light shoots up. And I'd rather bounce light around the room so it's a real ambient light as opposed to any kind of direct lighting. I like everything indirect. So it just depends. The ceiling's your friend for bouncing light around off a white ceiling, where going down, you don't have a lot of bounce, and where it does bounce, you don't necessarily want to bounce it up. So hopefully that helps. William, hey Craig, I'm on vacation in Canada. Oh, very cool, man. Staying at an Airbnb smart home, and I'm surprised on how limited the smart integration is. Daughter she'll start school in September, graduation June. Very cool, man. Enjoy that summer. That starts changing things, going off to school. But very cool, man. You're in Canada. Yeah. You know what? It's like the smart home. What does that really mean? The smart lock or, it's kind of funny. Like the different levels of what smart is at this point. Chaz, it's about light disbursement. Yeah, what you just mentioned in your comment. Thanks again. That's really though, indirect lighting, I think, is so much better. Bounce light around. It helps. What's been bad about this room is every light all comes this way. It was like trying to figure out how to send some of it back this direction. And and don't put cool light in your house at night. Your body, it's not right. David started creating some candlelight and sunrise lighting scenes I just love. Only works with incandescent. LEDs still have a long way to go to catch up where they just display a slight glow. Yeah, LEDs are tough. It's, that's, I like the nanoleaf stuff. There's close to that, an incandescent that I've found. But there's still something just about an old incandescent bulb. As a lighting guy, that's all it was when we started. Question, is there a way to back up Apple HomeKit? So if you respond, I do not know of any way to back it up at all. So I remember that Shane mentioned on an app on his channel to back up. Okay, Shane. Okay, so there'd be an app. It'd probably be a third-party thing that it can save it and then bring it back in. I don't know. Devon, Paw Patrol the Mighty Movie is ready to watch with your Prime membership. Oh, yes. I remember, man, I remember before that movie came out, we had like a 2 year countdown, Devon. Uh, David, my company just started trimming a $10 million home, uh, not counting the property or teardown, zero smart stuff, not even lighting, old push button style switches, and windows with ropes and weights. Oh my gosh. Wow. Yeah. Hey, see, I don't know. I'm like, why? Why? Like, I love the idea and the look of all that, but why couldn't you, like, I don't know. Like, I was more impressed. Like, there was a house we were looking at that I was so blown away by this house. And, I was blown away by the attention to detail by the guy. Like, he got the accordion blackout shades, but not the kind you go get like mine from Home Depot, not like my smart blinds. He got the stuff that had like the metal track on it. This thing's like, I look at those, I'm like, mine were like $100. That's like 500-600 bucks a shade. And those things are like, and they were manual, but they were true blackout. You're like, okay, it's cool. You got the ropes and weights. I'm like, it's nostalgic and it's authentic and old, but dude, I'd rather take out blackout blinds that just eliminate the world, the outside world. I mean, so yeah, I can see it being fun for like a refinish. Yeah, but I think it'd be more interesting to take one of those houses and have all the smart stuff and all the cool stuff built in. And instead of weights and ropes, how about motors and stuff built in, moving those ropes and, automating windows so it looks like it's nothing there. Brian, fun TV show recommendation, not for kids, Fallout. I love the games and my wife never played, but we both enjoy. Very cool. I need to check it out. The only thing that's kind of kept me away is, oh my God, Joseph. I know I am so far behind on time today. Yeah, I got political. Man. I shouldn't have done it. I shouldn't. But you know what? That's what keeps you real. So, yeah, I'll need to check that out. It looks like it's a fun show. Just being on Prime kind of turned me off after their Prime ads. And Joseph, thank you for the heads up on time. It's good seeing you here, Joseph. I appreciate it. Lawrence, key to solar is accepting that you won't recover the cost, but your power needs are always self-funded, and you're not relying on a central nuclear plant or rolling brownouts. Yeah, and I can appreciate that. I think a lot of it that played a part for me was the idea of moving and keeping this place as a rental and not wanting to, actually pay for solar for someone else. So, but no, I would definitely want to get a solar wall. Or get a bunch of the battery packs to just go as self-reliant as possible. I will say this though, man, having an electric car, it was cheaper for me to just go over to the mall and charge. I got to the mall early before they opened. I checked out the Tesla supercharger. It put 100 miles of charge on in like 15 minutes. And it was like 10 cents less a kilowatt than my house. So it kind of makes sense for some people just to go charge. John, I made my only solar power only for my internet and TV when my power goes off. It's only the stuff you need. Yeah, just basic color here and there. Yeah, I would stick with I like the nano leaf stuff personally. The Akara T1 would be the other one. Joseph, hey mods, let's Greg know that he's almost an hour in the stream. I know, dude. I'm so bad about this. I'm so bad about it. I appreciate you, Joseph. It's when I go off on these tangents. Don't tell Paul Hibbert, but all our smart lights are Philip Hue. See, and I just go by the numbers. And I made videos going by the numbers, and Philip Hue, they have better color saturation still than most of them. They are a better light than Govee. They're too expensive, but the whites are better. The color, Govee can win on the strips when it comes to color. But, the Philip Hue strips, I can't get behind them. They're not great. But, yeah. So that's one area we don't agree, but that's one area I'm definitely more than happy to stand behind after 25 plus years. And so with it, no, and big thing with lighting, and I think with lighting, well, with anything, Nanoleaf are the only thread bulb left. Yeah, everyone gave up on it, Lawrence. It sucks. Yeah, for me with lighting, it's and anything. It's like, okay, price aside, strictly the numbers. What does it look like? And that's where, yeah, it's when it comes, if I had to pick lighting bulbs, the order I would go in for my smart bulb choice would be Nanoleaf first. The next best performing bulb would be Life X, but they're a pain in the butt and they're basically abandoned them. And then it would go Philip Hue and then every other bulb underneath that at that point. So, but yeah, I can't get behind Govee. That's why you'll see there's no Govee stuff. And that's where I see all the Govee smart home stuff. And as a lighting guy, I'm like, can't do it. ABC 589 Gaming. Hey, Chat and Craig, just purchased a HomePod Mini today. Any recommendations of what I need to know? Yeah, go watch my video, dude. I put a video out that nobody watched. No, I got no recommendation. 10 everyday uses for the HomePod Mini. It'll show you right in there. Get you going. What do you watch? Oh my gosh. Any tips? Gosh, I got my video on 35 tips for the HomePod. That one right there will give you 35 different HomePod tips. Where the hell is that? Here, top 10 uses for the HomePod, and then we'll do that. We'll share HomePod tips. There we go. I'll drop that in there. HomePod tips. You check that one out. Lawrence, just automate cool white at 8 a.m., warm white an hour before sunset, and soft white at 10 a.m. And I agree for most people, yes. For me, now that I've had a taste, I like the balance. I'm so used to it. That's the lighting nerd in me, that self-adjustment. Lawrence, I like IKEA middle for under cabinets lights. Work with Matter with your did you hub or Hue? Yeah, those I need to check those out. IKEA has some great under cabinet lights, and they have them in different lengths. I was looking at doing them for the cabinets and shelves in here. That is a good recommendation. They look like great white light options, and you don't have to go and put all the different channel stuff together yourself and wire that all up. Do you use Matter with Wi-Fi or Thread? Matter, it depends on the device and how they're connecting it and calling it Matter. It's like with the SwitchBot stuff, for example, that's being connected up to their hub, I'm talking that hub using Matter to the hub, but then it's using Bluetooth to talk to the other stuff. And then they're using Wi-Fi mixed in there. So yeah, there's no thread work happening with any of the SwitchBot stuff. So they're Matter over Wi-Fi at that point. Questions, when will you get your 10 reasons not to use Govee video? The reason why I won't make that video is I don't want to pee on someone else's parade. I don't want to rain on someone else's parade. Yeah, I'm going to pee on your parade. I don't want to rain on someone else's parade. I'm a lighting snob with it. I see things differently because it was my career. It was my profession. So for most people, the Govee, it could be a great option. And I don't want to sit there and go, oh man, I shouldn't. I don't want people to regret something that they never knew. It didn't exist to them. It's like, great. Thanks for showing me what's behind the curtain. You don't want to see how the sausage is made. So that's just some of it. It's like, I don't want to be the guy to rain on it because, hey, Govee works for a bunch of people. You know, I'd rather tell you why I choose these over why, you know, because they work for most people and they'll save you a lot of money. Lawrence, matters both. Depends on the device. Love it. I think you're a cool guy today, Craig. Oh, I appreciate it, John. I just try to keep it real as possible with you guys. And I think that's what makes it fun to see where these streams go. Lawrence, Apple needs a $50 HomePod Micro before a smart display to compete against the iPhone pad. Yeah, that's, I'm with you, man. I think, God, if they drop down, $49.99 for the HomePod Mini, even $69.99, whatever, $59.99, just something to get away from that $100 price point. You know, I mean, 50% of people in the US are using iPhones. So that means 50% of the people could benefit from a HomePod Mini and some of the features that they have. It's just price and not knowing is keeps people from using it. Devon, how to use an Amazon gift card and how can you redeem them if you get scammed? If you get scammed, I don't think you can redeem them. I think that's why they try to scam with gift cards, because there's no way, I think, to undo or find how it was done. So to use an Amazon gift card, the only way I've known to use them is the redeem option under the under account. Is how I've always done it, like either with my phone or going to the tab in under Amazon account. But yeah, I don't know. I'm sorry to hear that if you've had that, got scammed with one. Lawrence, monetization of a Lady A series is how well it drives users to click the buy now button to automate more devices, like buying 3 socket pendant cords just to use all the spare bulbs you have. Yeah, but the problem is, though, is like if you don't know how to get people there and you just irritate them, you know, I mean, the monetization, you know, I mean, it's Amazon just needed to build a great delivery platform to encourage people. That's all that's what Apple did. I mean, take 30% off of every app that's sold. They figured out how to monetize it. Here's a device. You want to put your stuff on it? Go, come on, give us some money. And it works great. So, have you watched the new season of Star Trek Discovery? I have. The first episode was a little weird with what's her name on the outside of the ship. Like, I gotta follow through, but I'm not super excited on this season. It kind of started off rough. Yeah. Bill, 22 minutes behind. It's been a while since I've had a 24 minutes. That's us. You know what? Give everybody the same attention. Whether you leave the first comment or you leave the last comment, it's important. So, but no, that's how I've always tried to treat that stream. That I'm like, I see getting behind. I try to speed myself up, but I'm like, I appreciate you guys all being here. So, for those of you who feel like I've gone too long and boring, I'm sorry, but I want to give the people who tuned in late or still have something to say, I want to make sure I get to them all because that's important on these streams. And I remember someone saying, you know, you can move the stream along if you didn't say hi to everybody. But I'm like, you know what? No, I don't care. I want to say hi to you guys. I also, like Shane, and this is not a criticism in any way. It's just a different choice. Shane, he mentions his live streams in his regular videos. And I actually thought about it. I'm like, God, maybe I should really kind of advertise the live streams more and doing that. And then I'm like, no, I don't want to. I don't want this stream to get too big. I don't, you know, it's like, because then we can't just and answer everything that happens and said. You know, that's what these whole things are for, not for me to just, you know, just every 10th comment gets any attention. So, I don't know. Sonoff's S40 Zigbee plug is best. Works with Hue, IKEA, Third Reality, Matter Bridge. Oh, and yeah, $10, a lot cheaper than, yeah, I just reached a breaking point. I am curious. We got a new device that's coming out soon. That is going to be able to handle third-party Zigbee devices. I'm curious how got a new device coming out. Well, it's going to be a video on, and not this weekend, but next weekend. Or no, the following weekend. Sorry. Let's see. I wish a car bridged their IR to Matter. Yeah, that would. I do like though that you can bridge it. At least you could get those things into the home app. John, okay. John Starlink going into everything airline ships, cars, not just for home, no more. That's the thing. Is like you got to look at it. It's like you can't bet against Elon Musk. You're silly if you do. You can't. It's like the guy said, hey, we could send rockets up to space and we can reuse it. We don't have to waste that. And it's like, no, you can't. You can't do that. It's like, yeah. And now we can land it on a barge. You can't land a rocket. You can't send that up to space and land it on a barge. It's a drone barge that a thing from space lands on. You're like the guy around every corner. They're telling him you can't drive a car with just vision only. I'm like, this car drives amazing with 12.3, their new software. It is like a human, like creepy human crazy at times. But yeah, I'm like, you don't want to bet against. It's kind of, the guy's just kind of proving it again and again, and he'll put his fortune behind it every single time. That's the thing. Oh, and I missed something. Sorry, I went past Lawrence. That was an important one I caught. Or Joseph. Joseph. Ever since Jeff Bezos stepped down from being in charge of Amazon, the company has gone downhill so bad. It was a great business when he was in charge, although he treated the warehouse employees bad. Yeah, and the thing though is if you listen to there's a 12-hour the or no, it's not 12 hours. There's the collective writings of Jeff Bezos, and it basically is everything that he has written, like shareholder meetings, speeches, all this different stuff. And from after listening to all that, everything he ever did was take the money in and try to create something new. And it's like to try to always think one step ahead. The buy now button, the inviting third party sellers onto Amazon to sell, to like every single step, where now the guy who just kept saying yes to trying new things gone, and then you got a dude who's now trying to run a business and get him back on track. And it's like Steve Jobs is gone and you got Tim Cook in, except this Tim Cook doesn't seem so good. So, let's see. Hey, Nick, good seeing you here, Nick. I don't think I missed you earlier, but good seeing you, man. Best Buy has HomePod minis for $69, full size, on sale. Yeah, $69. Give it a shot, man. Go to Costco. You can return, you get 30 days at Costco to return them. I think you get 30 days at Best Buy, but give it a shot. You gave it a shot on your Echoes, got you into the smart home. Maybe this get you a little pivot. And if not, it's a great way to add things to your Apple devices. Like my HomePod Mini in the kitchen is primarily used for adding things to my shopping list. And that right there pays for itself. Lawrence, I missed the 90s and automated casement windows to open and close. The 90s. See, that's when you had to look at how to mechanically automate, not digitally. It was like a mechanical, like what kind of physical hardware mechanics need to happen. That before, that's on the edge of the switch to digital. Oh God, I'm dropping. Okay. Starlink, David Nolan, Nick. Costco has the big HomePod for $199. See, that's a good deal. If you looked at that compared to an Echo Studio, you'd be doing the right comparison at that point. If you're trying to compare it to an Echo, they're not the same. It should be $150, but for the HomePod. I'm gonna set off devices. Alexa, I don't want to say it. I'm going to do it. Everyone, I'll just whisper. Alexa, hey, how much do you think Apple HomePod Mini will work until we'll be out of support for new smart home products? You know what? The HomePod, the thing is, Apple's been making the HomePod's being run with phone chips that do far more than your smart home ever needs it to do. They're using old phone processors in these things. So with that, the I don't see them not being able to use them. I'm still using my 2018 one, my 2018 HomePod. A pair of them out in my garage with an Apple TV, and those were the first ones released. There's nothing that's missing from them. They support Thread, they support Matter. Everything's local. That I really don't know how it's not going to be relevant for a while. So, Lawrence, Hue is nice. You don't have to just use Hue brand. That is nice, and it's smart that they've kept it open and other people have been able to get in on to like IKEA stuff works with it and the other stuff you've mentioned. Lawrence, HomePod Mini on sale at Best Buy right now. That's it. I mean, give it a whirl. If you've been on the fence, I mean, just treat it like an Echo Dot. A little more expensive. Devon, a new movie is coming to Netflix. The movie will be coming to Netflix is Thelma the Unicorn, coming on May 17th. Nice. We got another update. Thank you. Okay, David, main reason that I'm so sorry this went as long today for my long tangents, but thank you guys for being here. Main reason we have Hue bulbs is because they work on all the assistants. They seem to be more reliable, and it has a hub. Too many Wi-Fi slowdowns your Wi-Fi connection. See, good. I at least got you a good laugh in there, Joseph, for taking forever peeing on someone's parade. Yeah, I'm with you, David. That's the thing is they have good, warm, and cool light in them, though, too. They approach the light right with all the elements in them. They work with all the assistants. They cover the RGB, W. Yeah, even my old strips have cool white in them. So yeah, they just cover the basis. And Joseph, yeah, Rain, it's all the same. John, question: my Ring doorbell contacts stopped working. 4 of them. Do you think it's battery? I can't get them to reconnect. I would think battery. If you have 4 of them, I would think it would be a battery. Like it might just be hitting that time. If the 4 of them have gone offline, I would wonder about a little restarting the base station. But if not, yeah, if they've started trickling off, you just might be hitting the end of their battery life, which I've started to notice on some things with some SwitchBot remotes and a couple other sensors. And yeah, it sucks when you get to that point. You're like, ugh, I got to find this battery. David Nolan, my HomePod Mini only serves 2 purposes: as a speaker for my iPhone and a way to find my iPhone. Only my Hue and Lutron devices work with Apple. But that's, you're using an iPhone. You're using it as a speaker. Now it's doing more of the other voice integration stuff. It's the other apps. Like I got to train myself more to put appointments in using voice and to take advantage how intuitive this stuff is. Where I don't necessarily trust it. Like I have to go to the DMV. So I'm like, remind me to go to the DMV on this date at this time. And I even said the location of the place, and it entered all the details perfectly. But I don't trust it 100%. I feel like ultimately I'm going to be back on my phone. But the more I start using my HomePods and voice for these things, it's like, okay, it has gotten better. John, but you have one. That's key. You got to have one. You know what's going on. Craig, somebody didn't check Discord today. No, it's right here. I just don't look. I'm so sorry. Let's see. Some people don't like... okay. Brenda, hey, what was the weird format with YouTube this week? They said it was a test, but very unfriendly. I did not know anything about a weird format with YouTube, because they run random tests at different things, so I didn't know that. And hit the good like button. I appreciate that. Thank you. And David, some people don't like you because they say they're not very bright compared to others, unless you're trying to let up a football pitch. How bright do you need it? Well, and that's one of those where they're strips. I think their strips are overpriced and they're not worth it there. But they're bulbs. They're like just doing, like the Wise color bulb, but I'm not on Team Wise. They're brighter. But compared to some of these other ones, yeah, you might find better white light, but you're not going to find color light. Still sucks on a lot of the lights that might have better white light. It's a pretty balanced bulb. It really is. It's the strips I can't get behind. But yeah, I'm with you. How much light do you need? And that's where I go back to Chantal with talking about the overhead ceiling light. Like, it's a very bright light. At night, it's too bright. But during the day when I was filming my video and I turned it on to full, it didn't feel very bright because of all the sunlight coming through. So it depends on the use. Let's see. And 1 hour and 27 minutes. Damn, way behind. I was doing so good for a couple of weeks. Lawrence, you wouldn't return a HomePod Mini. No need to. You just add them in a room. X10, baby. What's X10? I don't know. William Craig, what advice would you give a person that wants to start their first smart home channel? The advice that I would give for any person wanting to start a channel is, well, starting a smart home channel. I say with anybody. Like I was telling the lady at the chair place that anybody wanting to start any kind of channel, there's always someone who knows less than you. You always know more than somebody, in something. So you could just beginner smart home, how I'm starting my first smart home, whatever the case is. So it's taking that, it's realizing that you're trying to teach someone something, trying to help educate, hopefully entertain in there too, but you're trying to provide some knowledge. It's not story time for you in your videos. And, don't say subscribe right away and all that stuff. It's like, I don't know who the hell you are. Just assume no one knows who you are. They don't care about who you are. You need to prove you got something to make them just stick around for, and I think what helped with my channel is my 7th video, which happened to hit 1 million+ views, was my 10 everyday uses for the Echo. And that's where the goal was to, hey, here's a device. What can you do with it? So just, the advice would be try to provide some value. Don't throw out all that garbage and nonsense. Subscribe, like, do all that. Because if you are smart about it, you realize they don't know who the hell you are and they have zero reason to subscribe to you. So give them a reason to subscribe before you ask, and learn how the behind the scenes stuff works. You can make the best video on the planet, but if the title sucks and the thumbnail doesn't work, it's not going to do you any good. You're not going to get anywhere with it. So look up the gurus. Look up the gurus and learn about that side. You just got to learn about the technicals, because no matter how good the video is, that if you can't get in front of people because your thumbnail sucks. Not that I'm not a great example necessarily, but it's, knowing how to use the titles and stuff help. But a big part, it's like a value. I think you could go into any niche you want if you could provide value in it. If, I was able to hit 2 million views on or million+ on 2 different topics. I have 2 videos that have over 1 million on 10 everyday uses for the Echo. And I have 2 videos with over 2 million on the Apple Watch. Those don't belong together, but you go in and you try to provide value and go, hey, and cut the fat. Get rid of the stuff that isn't needed. You got to have some personality, but you shut the story up. Do I care? Does it serve the purpose? Is there, like right now, I should shut up about an hour and a half ago. William Craig, but yeah, and let me know, reach out, man, if there's any specifics you want to know too. But I think a lot of it, just knowing it's share the knowledge you have, help people out, and then you gotta learn the technical sides, because those are the things that just keep you never get in front of the right you never get in front of people if they, you never get a chance without the right packaging. David, irony, you said the A word and she turned off my Fire TV. She finally listened? No, I'm sorry about that, man. Timothy, hey, HomeKit compatible garage door opener recommendation. The one that a lot of people seem to like, that is one of the more affordable options that I haven't installed, but it seems to be one of the more open options, is this. I'd say take a look at this. I don't have any other good recommendations, but this is one that's been around and it's actually on sale. This one is, the nice thing about this is it's meant to tie into existing garage doors. You plug it into your existing system. Like there's not a whole lot of pieces to this. There's like a wire that, unfortunately, I don't see anything that shows the garage door opener, but I would say take a look at this because it's very compatible in all of my research that I've done in the past on that one. Devon, way late. Hour and 33. Sorry about that. When will Nest have HomeKit compatibility? Never. You could get the Starling hub that will convert that stuff to work with HomeKit. Craig, somebody didn't check Discord today. Again, it's right there. Just don't look. Now, David, I want my Hue lights to come on if my Ring alarm goes off. Any ideas? Because only seems to let you do this for alarm modes only, not when it goes off. You want Hue lights to come on if Ring alarm goes off. The only way I can, the only way I could see that doing is some kind of sound detection. If you use sound detection, so if alarm sound triggers an automation, so you get a notification with that. But other than that, I don't think we can do it. Apparently, Craig has reached reading towards the end of the internet. That's what we're almost at the end. Bill Wilson, X10 was the first public remote control switches, etc. run through your house wiring. Okay, I know what you're talking about. Now, still have an X10 turning on my fish tank light. Nice. My advice for starting a new channel is to make your channel yours. Never attempt to copy other channels that are popular. Give your channel a personal touch. Beautiful channel. And just use your name. Just use your name. Because you can't really change it later on, but you could use your name. And it's like, if I started over, I would just use my first name instead of Craig's Tech Talk. I don't know why. Be you. Don't try to copy. You'll never do it right. It's easy to be tempted to use a teleprompter. Most people suck at it. Just be you, and it takes time. And here's another big piece of advice. Nobody's watching, and that's okay. Nobody cares. Nobody's watching. It's actually, I hate that one of my early videos did so well because I'm horrible. I'm horrible. I wish it had taken longer, but the idea is you suck. You suck, but as your talent grows, people grow with you. So you don't want to hit. You want to just kind of suck for a while and find your groove. And it's like kids. You know what? If kids came out as teenagers, you'd probably just drown them. But they come out just with a little more than you think you can handle, but never more than you can. So that's one of those, and you grow with them. That's how a YouTube channel is. Just don't think, oh my God, all these people are watching. Like, no one's watching. Most of your friends, most people you think will watch aren't watching. So that's it. But anyways, David, I'm following about 6 different smart home YouTube channels. Only so many times you want to watch a video on the same product. I always come to you, Shane, and Paul Hibbert first. Thank you. I appreciate that. And that's a tough part. That's what drives me crazy with releasing videos late is people only want to watch so many channels. And that's where like my Kara T1 got held back a month. And that just destroys it. That's a good point. I want to mention this, and again, I want to speed up, but I don't want, you ask a question about a garage door opener, and then we get a good answer like Lawrence here with the relay. I don't want to cut this short. Mike, this is may add some value to someone's day. Are they not online? Why can't I find? Is that the Akara 1 relay? Do they not have it on Amazon? They must be out of stock. They've been going out of stock on that one. Yeah, Akara makes a relay that I hadn't even thought about, that you could put that in place. That you could put that in line. Nest equals Matter equals Apple Home. Really? Are they playing well yet? So, doesn't that mean that Ring should work with Apple stuff eventually? JCM, hey, welcome. Tailwinds for Garage and HomeKit. Thank you. I had not heard of them. Thank you. New series, Camp Snoopy, is coming to Apple TV Plus this year. I think that's a great place to end it. Plus, everyone's leaving anyways. We've reached the end of the chat. Thank you guys for all being here. It's time for some fireworks to celebrate that we did this. Yeah. And for those of you who thought I went on too long, it's a big, sad rating. Come on, Apple, quicker. I don't got time for this. So thank you guys for being here. I do appreciate it. And I know from a replay standpoint, these streams are too long for people to watch replay, but I always enjoyed us doing these streams and you guys sticking around and just seeing what we get. I've been looking at getting a smoke alarm. Maris, however they say it. I don't know of anyone, an alternative to them, really. The other thing I thought about was like the sound, like the Ring alarm, the Ring smoke detector sound thing. They don't sell them here in the U.S. anymore, I don't think, but I don't know. I don't know what happened to them, but I don't have a good answer for a smoke alarm. Nobody's really doing that one well. If someone could have a better channel than yours, what would it be? And if so, will you do it? B, thank you very much, man. If someone could have a better channel than yours, what would it be? And if so, will you do it? Man, I'm sure there's plenty of ways to make a better channel than me. Yeah, I don't know. If I knew how to make a better channel than mine, I would definitely, I would definitely try it to do it. The tough part, I think, is when it's how to make a channel that's authentic to you. How to make a bigger channel than mine? Oh, that's easy. It's how to get a lot more views. 1,000 iPhones. How, or just everything big. You could go the Mr. Beast route. You can go, there's always ways to make something bigger, but does it resonate with you? That's a big thing. It's like YouTube Shorts. I hate them. 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 And for a year and a half, every YouTube guru and shorts and new channel and shorts that I love to hear people my age, other content creators, and them going, this stuff is nothing. It's a waste of time. It's not doing any good. Because it's a validating. Not that I care if other people want to do it. I just felt like there's a pressure to make something that I think is disposable and doesn't really hold a lot of value. That's just me, but that's one of those, so I don't make shorts. But then I see someone like Shane Watley. He makes shorts, and you can tell he enjoys it. He makes creative shorts. I don't have the energy for that. He's got his music in there. He's got some good editing. He's got good shots. I'm like, yeah, he enjoys it. I'm like, dude, go to town on it. So, yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of ways you can make a better channel. It just needs to resonate. That's the biggest part. JCM, I installed the Akara T1 in a hall closet that had no lighting. Works great. Then I put one in the shed to provide light out there. Akara light is sufficient for those applications. See, and that's where, the Akara T1, it's not the brightest, but it is good for it's got good applications. Yeah, I recently stuck one along a cabinet there just to bounce some light around off the ceiling and stuff. But yeah, definitely good for closets and stuff. Brian, great show. Thanks, Craig. Have a great weekend. You too. Thank you very much. Thank you. Joseph, woo, celebration time. Come on. We got to Timothy, thank you. Hey, Alan, hey, thank you, man, for being here, and I hope you're doing well, man. Let me know how are you feeling. Send me a message and let me know how's the recovery coming. David, if I miss your lives, I come back to watch them. I appreciate it. And Joseph, I think you had mentioned the comment. Was it you that mentioned the comment about chapters? Yeah, someone mentioned a comment about how I should put chapters because this is too long of a video. And I'm like, yeah, I just can't bring myself to go back through and watch it. And I know that come next Friday, it disappears. So it's like, it's a rainbow. We catch it, we don't, we make it. I don't know. So, let's see. Chantal, doesn't HomePod relay smoke alarm since one of the recent updates? Yeah, see, that's what I was thinking is the alarm sound might do it. Because if you use the alarm sound, not all alarms sound the same. It's a smoke detector alarm. So I would think there might be enough similarities that might work. David, it's editing the videos I would make would be my issue because I have no idea what I'm doing. It gets there. You get there. You, you figure it out and you start, yeah, it just gets there. But you would do it, be able to. And what's cool is it seems people want authentic more than anything these days. So the less you worry about it, the better. Joseph, YouTube shorts. Grr, sometimes completely despise them. YouTube needs to get rid of them. I'm with you, man. I'm with you. Brenda, I'm here to learn. Shorts don't work. I'm with you too, man. Yep, YouTube Shorts trying to take on TikTok. And TikTok has an amazing algorithm. They really are good. That's what the value is. And they don't want to give that up. Okay, we made it almost to 2 hours. That was completely unexpected. I am out of here. Have a great rest of the week. You too, Curtis, everybody else. Thank you guys who stuck through the whole stream. Those who have joined us late, I appreciate you being here. And next week, next Saturday, we're going to do an hour. Maybe an hour and 5 or 10, but whatever. Anyways, thank you guys. I do appreciate you and being here. And yeah, V, yeah, is there somebody you know that wants to make a YouTube channel? I'm curious. So you had another question about before. Duncan, I heard a glass break sound sensor had to disable it. Apparently German Shepherd barking and glass breaking is the same. Oh, that's awesome. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry you had to disable it, but German Shepherd. Okay, I'm glad I don't have a German Shepherd if the sound is that close. Thank you. John, goodbye. David, thank you. And I'll see you guys later. Bye.